Today, we are talking about the Missouri Tigers. All this next on Armchair Sports Talk. Welcome back. My name is Sean Hicks. Let's go ahead and jump into the Missouri Tigers. So, you got to get out this array. Right in the beginning of it, yeah, they're under a bull ban. And it's because, let's be honest, they're idiots. Never cooperate with the NCAA. Ever cooperate with the NCAA. Look at it. Barry Wynn helped them through the tutoring hours. Oh, we're going to help you. We're going to help you. We're going to help you. And bowl ban. Yeah, never work with the NCAA. They're a trash organization. If they just denied everything, refused to help them, guarantee you maybe they lose a scholarship or two. And you can tell by the players who barely left. I think they had one transfer from Missouri. It's great culture by Barry Odom. It's BS that this whole thing happened. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Never help with the NCAA. Let's get this out of the way, Missouri. Secretly, the last 2 years, they've been really good. But Barry Odom finds a way to lose a lot of stupid games that they have no business losing. Hey, hi, South Carolina, Kentucky. Okay, Kentucky, yes, the past interference, but still goes as an L on their record. They were a top 15 team in S&P Plus last year, and I kind of think after maybe took a second to get a start, they kind of were that good. Even the Georgia game had a lot of, really damaging turnovers early in the game that caused maximum pain for Missouri. I think they were pretty good. I think they're a real good team. And if you take a look at their schedule, they could be oddly, weirdly, kind of to be second. Very odd after losing a quarterback that started as much as Drew Lock did and was such a high draft pick. But, that's all right. Here we are. So, of course, Kelly Bryant is your transfer quarterback that's going to be starting. And here's the thing. I don't like transfer quarterbacks that at least haven't sat out a year. It's very challenging to learn a new system. It's very challenging to get everything you need on your plate. It's challenging to get with the receivers and get what you need. He's not the usual transfer. Everyone knows that he quit the Clemson Tigers early in the year last year after starting, weirdly, 4 games before Trevor Lawrence took over. He has a lot more experience than most come in. I think it's almost fair to say this is his second year in a program, and that does help a lot. I don't think he's a world beater, but he's at least good enough, right? And I think that's fine. I think that he's not going to be as good as Drew Lock. Might be more consistent. And while he might have theoretical upside, I think he's just going to be solid, and you can't complain with that, really. But to me, this should be a running first team. Man, I love Roundtree. Love Roundtree. Yeah, he's a little small. Man, his cuts are smooth, though. He gains a lot more yards after contact than it looked for his size. He's a great pass catcher. He's got enough of a speed to break it long. I think Roundtree should be their focal point. Yeah, he's not going to get, can't be the bell cow probably. A traditional way that can be, but that's okay. This has to be the focus of the offense, right? And I think when you take a look at their team, they can really do this. Now, that said, I think they have a player that you probably haven't heard about, but I think you're going to hear a lot about this year. Knox is really good. So here's the thing about freshman receivers. They suck. I mean, they're terrible. 450 yards last year on a really good receiving team. That's quite impressive. I think his yards per catch was like 17 yards per catch. When you take a look at what a breakout tends to come after, this is what you see. Their stats in progression like Knox. He just fits the eye text too, really. He's just a big play guy. He's not giant, maybe 6 foot, though, let's be honest, college is 5'10". But good enough where I think he can be a deep threat. You have Scott on the other side of it, another freshman that people are high on. I'm a little less high on him. This dude's a string bean, man. He's like 6'2" and 170. That's not that can be a problem. I don't know if he's going to get the separation against real good corners that can really fix him. I don't think he's bad per se. I just don't – some concerns against high-level competition. And then they got a lot of slot bugs that I think are fine. That's kind of what I think is fine. Knox cannot go down. And the question is, can he handle the type of coverage that he needs to be able to handle for this offense? And he might. The comparison that I watch, Mario Manningham from Michigan kind of comes to me in my mind when I watch Knox, and I wouldn't be shocked to see that type of production from him. Really like him, cannot get hurt, and really is, despite that I think Scott's not great, he probably can't get hurt either. The depth is a concern. Oh my God, please no one get hurt. Durant, their left tackle, is NFL caliber. Probably not like a first-round pick, but definitely mid-rounds. Lot of experience. I think they have a potential to be really good. Genuinely good, not just, kind of good for the type of talent. I think they can be really good. There is no depth. There is serious concern if somebody gets off and falls off. It could really ruin a season. I think that's something that Missouri has to do a good job of because the risk is certainly there. That's mostly luck, though, right away. This could be a real good offense still, even with Locke and Hall gone. I think they got something. On the defense side, can Jordan Elliott be what Pro Football Focus thinks he is? He got a better score last year in the Buckner, and he'd be really good. Yeah, his recruiting adventure is interesting, and that tends to have a correlation on how they tend to work out historically. But, man, he's got high draft potential. I mean, he's first-round real potential, and he has to be because the guys around him are Jags. I think they'll be good against the run, but their pass rush was terrible last year. And unless Jordan Elliott can get some pressure from the nose tackle position, I don't know if it's going to get a lot better this year. And from a defense standpoint, that's a problem because I really like a lot of the rest of this team, shockingly, on defense. But, man, they have to be able to generate better pass rush than they are last year. They got a shot. I don't think this is pie in the sky crazy. I don't know necessarily I would say to expect this to happen. From a linebacker standpoint, Garrett and Perkins have played a lot of football. Again, not NFL high-end guys, but they're guys that have made the Wisconsins. They're the guys that made the Iowas. Really good at defense despite not having five-star caliber athletes. They know what to do. They're in the right place. They are solid on tackles. They're good enough in coverage. I think I really like them. If you're Alabama or Georgia, you're disappointed. I think this is a really underrated linebacking crew. Weak side is more of a question, or their star, or whatever you want to call it, their athletic linebacker. That tends to be kind of a safety high linebacker mix. They think they got something in Wilkins. And given Barry Odom's track record of developing really good players from not maybe the best recruiting talent, could be right. It's not crazy, but it does look like a sore spot potentially. It is something where guys can come in, but you're relying on a true sophomore that didn't do much their freshman year and be like, this is the guy. Kind of screams a little bit of faux hype, that you're just really hoping he'd come through, but we'll see. Okay, probably my most controversial take that I'm going to do in the ND series. The secondary is good. Okay, I said it there, I've done it. Yes, this was an abject disaster 2 years ago when everybody was a freshman. Here's the thing about freshmen. They get better. They get older. They understand what they need to do more. We're not talking about NFL guys again, but the comp I use is Indiana when Allen took over. Is that defense they had was one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. I swear to God, Michigan receiver Jeremy Gallant had 316 receiving yards against them. They left them wide open in the fourth quarter. It was god awful. It was an abject disaster. Al comes in, better, just a better overall DC. Also, the defense kind of becomes the strength of their team. This is kind of where I see here for Missouri. Their corners are solid. I think their safeties are good. It comes down to pass rush. They're not the guys I think can lock you down when you get a lot of coverage stacks. I think if you get a mediocre pass rush, there are guys that can do a pretty good job. Minnesota, weirdly, had a lot of good secondary. Murray comes to my mind, and I feel that's very much what you get here. For an overview, Missouri, they're an interesting team because they have a soft schedule. Their SEC West guys are Arkansas and Ole Miss. Despite the fact to be better, you'd expect wins over there. Georgia's on the road, which looked untenable to begin with. Then they've kind of got their South Carolinas and Floridas at home. Those are games they could win, and being at home makes a big deal. This could be a 9-3 team, and even has the upside of sneaking in if some weird stuff happens at Georgia. They're in a bowl game, and let's be honest, Barry Odom's in-game coaching leaves everything to be desired. He's kind of got a James Franklin aspect to him, and there's a pretty good chance that'll cost me a game. And I'm a being a housewife with him. I always think this is Missouri's year, and then it's not. And then they look really good at the end of the year, and their S&P ranking goes to the roof. And then I'm like, okay, guys, this is Missouri. And so on, so forth. They always let me down, and I feel like 8-4 is probably a safe type of a bet. But a competitive team, pretty good. It'd be interesting to see what they would be if the bowl ban. But to me, they definitely have a little bit of chaos team potential. A chaos team. Guys, let me know what you think by dropping a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to future episodes. Also, share this with a friend. Check out the merch show. Support the show. We need you. From Armchair Sports, we'll see you next time.